As of mid-November 2024, average battery energy storage revenues in ERCOT are around 70% lower than they were at the same time last year. The majority of those 2023 revenues, shown here by the red line, were earned during the summer months, as seen here by the steep rise between June and September. Comparatively, this summer's revenues were very flat during the same period. So let's dive into some of the reasons behind this drop-off in earnings. Firstly, there's a lot more battery capacity on the system. From January through October, over 3 gigawatts of new battery capacity became commercially operational, an increase of around 75% from the end of 2023. More batteries on the system mean that ancillary service markets are saturating. In fact, average clearing prices, shown here on a monthly basis since 2020, hit all-time lows in 2024. And this means that energy arbitrage has become an even more vital element of the revenue stack for batteries in ERCOT. Traditionally, the vast majority of battery revenues have been earned in ancillary services, as shown by the orange sections of these bars. But the proportion of monthly battery revenues from energy markets, shown here by the red portions of the bars, has essentially doubled year over year since 2022. Batteries relying more on energy arbitrage for revenue mean that they are being dispatched at a higher rate in real time. In fact, from June to August, average storage output during the peak period of the day was nearly 4 times higher than it was in 2023. Alongside increased storage dispatch, solar has continued to be built out rapidly across ERCOT. And this meant a massive 40% increase in solar generation from last summer, which generally peaked at around 12 gigawatts and is shown by the orange line, to this summer, which generally peaked at around 17 gigawatts. And while there was more solar generation on the grid this summer, milder weather conditions meant that average demand across July and August was actually slightly down from last year. This resulted in average daily peak prices in summer 2024 that were more than 4 times lower than they were in 2023. Additionally, 2024 saw the peak price period continue to move from peak demand hours in the middle of the afternoon to peak net load hours in the early evening. In fact, prices during the afternoon were nearly flattened by the continued solar build-out and the lack of realized demand growth. To learn more about battery energy storage operations and revenues throughout 2024 so far, read the article now. Thanks for watching.